Hey everybody, welcome back to Hard for Games. My name is Tony.
And I'm John.
We have a very special episode for you guys today because we're going to be talking about Daikatana for the N64.
Oh, there's a problem, Tony. That isn't a big enough cartridge for it.
We're going to be talking about the development cartridge for Daikatana for the Nintendo 64. Before we continue, let's talk a little bit about the history of Daikatana. Now, this was supposed to be John Romero's magnum opus. John Romero was the co-founder of id Software and had designed many famous and iconic games such as Wolfenstein and Doom. Daikatana was going to be big. John Romero was going to make us his bitch, according to the marketing campaign. That said, the game totally flopped. Granted, it does have its fans. Some people do enjoy this game, but it was more or less universally panned. That said, what we're talking about here is the Nintendo 64 port of the PC version, which is somewhat of a pared down version to make sure everything actually fits on the cartridge. What you see here is me playing the game, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not good at Daikatana. It's been a while since I played this, and frankly, it's Daikatana, so again, bear with me. I didn't really feel like getting good. So what the heck is this thing?
So this is a development cartridge, which is sort of like a rewritable cartridge that you could use to sort of set up what would be the framework for the internals of that and the software, so you could test it all natively on the equipment that it needed to be on.
Test it, debug it, all that stuff.
So, you work on the PC, but at the end of the day, it must go on to the Nintendo 64 to know if it runs. I mean, back in the day, you couldn't just launch a buggy piece of shit, thanks Ubisoft.
Yet Daikatana still came out. Sometimes these were also used for promotion. It would go to like a gaming magazine, and I have a suspicion that maybe this is the reason why it has labeling on this one.
Yeah, it also appears to be essentially complete.
Yes, this is a final run version, meaning that there are no differences. The difference is in the hardware, the actual cartridge, not the software.
Yeah, and one more thing to note is, I've seen several of these now. There's almost always some sort of label on the front, usually something on the back, but they have this little indent for a label there, and just no one ever used it.
Yeah, and while we're talking about that, let's show some close-ups of the cartridge and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So what does this thing say, John?
Well, it says NUS 16F32SB-B. 128M plus 256K.
The NUS at the top stands for Nintendo Ultra 64, which was the original name of the Nintendo 64 and also its original branding. The rest of the code describes the circuit board. The number underneath describes the flash memory that's found within the cartridge itself. Then you have the Daikatana sticker, the name of the company, and on the back here you have the name of the company and also a handwritten US 09, so it's probably like a 1 of 9 or something like that. And you noticed something funky about the sticker on the back too, didn't you?
I think it's literally just one of their stickers they would have put on like a large, those
an address
brown
envelopes,
yeah. And they just put it on there and somebody's like,
it doesn't fit in. It doesn't really actually fit.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
This definitely didn't need to look like it was going for sale.
No, definitely. It's not retail ready at all because that's never what it was meant for. A lot of times you see these development cartridges, and if you take a look at this one compared to the Hercules one that we covered, all of the stuff on the Hercules one was just handwritten.
Yeah, it even had somebody's cell phone number on it.
Yeah, so
probably not cell phone at that time. Maybe.
Probably just an office number.
Big ones with a little flip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is kind of neat that it does have the logo on it here. Let's go ahead and open this up and take a look. Now, in one of our last episodes regarding dev cards, I guess more and more it's a thing to see the internals. I didn't realize that it was so important to people.
Well, it's something you so rarely get to see, and it's so mysterious what's inside of there. Is it a big slab of electronics in there? Or is it going to be like when you opened the huge NES carts and found the little Famicom cart in there?
But I didn't realize it was so important to everybody, so we're going to open this thing up and throw some images back there so you guys can actually see what's inside of it. And if you take a look at this side, there's 4 of these black boxes. That's actually the flash memory. So you can see that the circuit board allows for 8, but the game utilizes 4. And as a side note and warning for everybody, if you do happen across one of these cartridges, some of them are very easily deletable. So make sure...
Sometimes they'll basically kill themselves when you play them.
Yeah, so make sure that you have them backed up. We did dump this ROM before we booted it up. So you have to be extremely careful. It's just a best practices in general. If you need help with it, you're more than welcome to contact us. We're happy to do it, and that's what we did for this. That's why Andrew had contacted us, was to dump these. Thank you again, everybody, for watching the channel. We do appreciate it. And if there's any development or prototype content you'd like to see on Hard4Games, let us know in the comments below. And otherwise, thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for clicking the notification button so you know when our videos are coming out. And we'll see you guys next time. Is this a Mega Man 64 cart? Thank you again, everybody, for watching, and if you are craving more Daikatana, we actually did a review of this many years ago with the one, the only Vintage Video Game Geek. So go ahead and click the little box there on screen. It'll lead you right to it, and thank you again for watching.